That's impossible.
That's just for starters.
Welcome, cinephiles and history buffs. Today, we're diving into the reels of 17 larger-than-life figures and the movies that brought their audacious tales to the silver screen. From daring entrepreneurs to revolutionary thinkers, we've got it all. But hold on to your popcorn, because at the end, we unveiled the 3 secret ingredients that fueled their ambitions and made them legends. Stay tuned for the common traits behind their extraordinary journeys. I'm Ren.
I'm Gail, and this is What It Takes to Be.
That's impossible.
Of course, that's just for starters.
In Tucker, the man and his dream, his ambition to revolutionize automobiles was so grand, he allegedly tried fitting a V8 engine into a skateboard. His ambition for speed was so intense, even his morning commute turned into a drag race. When ambition gets you tinkering with skateboards, you know you're dreaming big, literally rolling towards four-wheel aspirations.
It's impossible.
For starters,
In Experimenter, Stanley Milgram's ambition to understand human behavior was so immense.
He says he's not going to go on. Please continue.
He says he doesn't want to go on.
We must continue.
In nearly every case, the essential results are the same. They hesitate, sigh, tremble, and groan, but they advance to the last switch, 450 volts, because they're politely told to.
His ambition for psychology was so striking, even his coffee chats had control groups. When your ambition turns rodents into legal scholars and casual chats into psychological experiments, you're stirring an ambitious brew
Let me out of here.
of lab-coated coffee, one trial at a time.
It's impossible.
That's for starters.
In Betting on Zero, Carl Icahn's ambition to strike gold on Wall Street was so colossal, rumor has it,
Come across a company we think is causing harm, we can make money betting against that company.
even his morning cereal was a high-stakes game of fortune flakes.
Legitimate company, that's a bogus accusation.
The wildest dreams you've ever thought of can come true in Herbalife.
With every crunch,
Multi-level marketing. They tap into beliefs we have that you can accomplish whatever you want to.
he'd speculate on the milk-to-cereal ratio, proving that for Icahn's ambition was so ingrained, even cereal was a strategic investment. Now, that's taking financial ambition to a whole new level, and bold.
It's impossible.
For starters,
In The Inventor, Out for Blood in Silicon Valley, Elizabeth Holmes's ambition to revolutionize blood testing.
Everyone worshipped the ground she walked on.
She reportedly slept in a lab coat dreaming of hemoglobin equations. Her ambition was so intense, even her bedtime stories were about vials and centrifuges. Now that's taking ambition to a blood-curdling level. Bedtime tales included.
That's impossible.
Well, that's for starters.
In Monster, Aileen Wuornos' ambition skyrocketed when she aimed for an unconventional career switch, going from hitchhiker
thing no one ever realized about me was that I could train myself into anything.
to professional driver. Her ambitious attempts at finding new clients took a rather unexpected turn, showing that even the most unusual professions, ambition can drive someone, perhaps a bit too far off the beaten path.
That's impossible.
That's just for starters.
Private parts.
What did you say?
Private Parts. Howard Stern's ambition to rule the airwaves was so colossal. They say he once broadcasted his show from a treehouse just to reach higher ratings.
this is good. This is good.
His ambition for shock value was so immense, even his alarm clock woke up to the controversial headlines.
You're fired. You're fired. You're fired.
You're fired.
When ambition meets morning radio antics, you know you're tuning into a frequency of ambition.
That's impossible.
and that's just for starters.
In Rebel in the Rye, J.D. Salinger's ambition to write a timeless novel was so vast, legends claim he once pinned a masterpiece on a napkin during a coffee spill.
Imagine the book that you would want to read and then go write it.
His ambition to create literature was so intense, even his grocery list read like potential bestsellers.
How is writing a real profession?
When your ambition turns even mishaps into potential Pulitzer contenders, you know you're scribing towards literary stardom.
That's impossible.
That's just for starters.
In Race, Jesse Owens' ambition to conquer the track was so grand, they say even his shoelaces aimed for world records. His ambition for speed was so immense, even the Olympic torch couldn't keep up. When ambition hits the track and your sneakers sprint faster than the competition, you know you're racing towards greatness, one shoelace at a time.
That's impossible. And that's just for starters.
In The People versus Larry Flynt, Larry Flynt's ambition for publishing was so immense, they say he once printed a magazine issue using fortune cookie messages. His ambition for controversy was so daring, even his morning crossword puzzles sparked debates.
You get on that plane, I quit.
You don't want to quit me. I'm your dream client. I'm the most fun. I'm rich. And I'm always in trouble.
When your ambition gets you tossing out headlines like fortune cookies, you know you're stirring the pot, one printed page at a time.
That's impossible.
That's for starters.
In Spike Lee's Malcolm X, Malcolm X's ambition for justice was so vast, they say even his speeches took voting ballots. His ambition to uplift communities was so grand, even his coffee conversations sparked societal revolutions. When your ambition inspires ballots and brews discussions that change the world, you're stirring a mighty ambitious movement, one powerful speech at a time.
That's impossible. And that's just for starters.
Gentlemen, shall we join the ladies?
In The Iron Lady, Margaret Thatcher's ambition to lead was so immense, they say she once made policy notes on tea bags. Her ambition for governance was so towering, even her pet cat had a cabinet post. When ambition gets you drafting reforms on tea-stained notes, you're sipping on leadership aspirations, one steeped idea at a time.
That's impossible. Well, that's the start of them.
In Ali, Muhammad Ali's ambition to float like a butterfly and sting like a bee was so colossal, even bees took boxing lessons. His ambition in the ring was so legendary, even his shadow reportedly shadow boxed. When your ambition turns insects into pugilists and shadows into sparring partners, you're truly dancing with ambition's gloves on, bobbing and weaving through life.
That's impossible.
For starters,
you're all dismissed. Bankrupt. Better luck with your next job.
In The Greatest Showman, P.T. Barnum's ambition to entertain was so grand, they say he once convinced a mime to talk.
I can't just run off and join the circus.
Why not? I mean, you clearly have a flair for show business.
For show business? I've never heard of it.
Because I just invented it.
His ambition for spectacle was so colossal, even his goldfish had a top hat. When your ambition gets you silent performers chatting and fish fancying headgear, you're orchestrating a showbiz extravaganza, from mime conversations to aquatic fashion statements.
That's impossible.
for starters.
In White Boy Rick, Richard Wersch Jr.'s ambition to thrive in the underworld was so significant.
We're not like this, but like you robbed a Kmart or something.
They say even his pet goldfish demanded gangster nicknames.
Whoa!
Hey. What? You all got him?
His ambition for street smarts was so striking. Even his lemonade stand had a no deals without negotiation policy. When your ambition leads to goldfish with street cred and lemonade stands demanding tough talks, you're mixing ambition with a twist of hustlin' flair.
It's impossible.
For starters.
In Hands of Stone, Roberto Duran's
the man with the hands of stone.
Roberto Duran's ambition in the ring was so immense, they say even ropes feared tangling with him. His ambition for victory was so striking, even his boxing gloves demanded extra rounds. When your ambition has boxing ropes trembling and gloves yearning for overtime, you're stepping into the ring of ambition, throwing punches beyond the bell.
That's impossible.
For starters.
Bessie paints Bessie Smith as a woman of soaring ambition.
What's your name, pretty lady? Bessie Smith.
Literally, her voice reached such mind-blowing heights that birds in the vicinity reportedly took notes. Her ambition to hit those high notes was so remarkable, even the neighborhood canaries took a break to listen in awe. Now that's what you call singing to new heights, literally and figuratively.
That's impossible. For starters.
In Lawrence of Arabia, T.E. Lawrence's ambition to navigate deserts were so vast, even his camels sought his maps for shortcuts. His ambition for exploration was so immense, even his compass aimed for thrilling detours. When your ambition leads camels to consult and compasses to crave adventure, you're trekking across the sands of ambition, charting new paths in the dunes.
Impossible?
What's impossible?
Nothing's impossible.
17 remarkable individuals. There you have it. Each with a movie-worthy ambition that left its mark on history. From daring innovators to resolute leaders, they all shared 3 key traits: relentless determination, an unquenchable thirst for greatness, and a knack for turning even the most mundane into extraordinary tales. So, let their stories inspire. After all, ambition, resilience, and a touch of humor might just be the winning formula for chasing your own cinematic dreams.